Hopefully, all of you are fine and safe staying at your home. I always tell my students that in every crisis and opportunity, there is an opportunity behind. So you have to find the way of this opportunity, right? So in this crisis, I think the opportunity for your side must be that you will be getting enough time to get yourself prepared. Maybe in your graduate level, you didn't get that much scope to study a particular subject in a detailed manner for the time constraint or for some other constraint. But in your master's level, in your postgraduate level, you have to study the subjects in more detailed way. You have to go in depth for the subject. Not only that, you must be having some basic knowledge what you have got in your graduation level. You have to know some advanced concepts on the subjects which you have covered in your graduation level. So this subject is a subject which you have got some basic knowledge in your graduation level when you studied the computer networks. So the subject is advanced computer network and security. Here our main aim should be knowing the different aspects of having a network security in real life. The network professionals is the network professionals which one must be knowing about the how our network must be secured from the security aspects, right? So in industry, the network administrator has a great responsibility to maintain the network in a secure way so that the hackers or the unintended unauthenticated third person cannot hack the security, cannot hack the network information. Otherwise, the important informations may be hacked or leaked by some unauthenticated persons. So, let us discuss the overview of network security. In this material which I already have given you, mainly as you know that you have studied the 7 layers in OSI ISO OSI model, right from the physical level to the applications level. Here concern will be regarding the different security aspects in different levels. So the physical level, starting with the physical level, this is the very common thing, the vulnerabilities and attacks which we come across for the physical level. Right? As you know that from physical level to the data link level, the data generally are being fragmented into packets, right? So sniffing the packets, okay, spoofing the physical identities like MAC is a scope for the man in the middle attack, right? So always we have to get the uh, the layer secured from this kind of malicious activities. I mean, we use different protocol standard, but along with that, the configuration along with this protocol, maintaining this protocol is very important, is a challenging job for the network administrator. So as you know that we have the three primitive models like OSI model and TCP/IP model and TCP/IP Internet Protocol suite. In OSI level, we know that we are having 7 number of layers, and TCP/IP we are having this of 4 layers. Some layers from the OSI level are merged here in TCP/IP model, right? So some of the common security vulnerabilities of TCP/IP protocol suites are these. Once you will go through, you will come to know about these and these. Then DNS protocol. As you know that when what is DNS? Domain name system. When we go for booking a particular domain to launch an internet site, we are supposed to purchase a space from the service provider, domain name provider, and basically what we get in that they provide an IP address, but this is not a convenience method to recall the IP address for the persons who will open the site. Definitely they must open the site with a name. So from name to IP address, this mapping is done with this DNS protocol. Okay, so here is an example. We can see from the figure how an attacker may manipulate this DNS with poisoning, with the cache poisoning, right? So here you can see that this is the authenticated person who booked the domain with this IP, and DNS has been mapped with this name. But if some third person, the attacker, wants to hack the site, they can change this IP with this name with some another IP, and can redirect the site with some malicious site in this way. So this is an example of how the attack is being done through the DNS poisoning. This is called DNS poisoning. Okay, and we are having so many other protocols in the applications layer. ICMP, Internet Control Management Protocol. Okay, so these are the protocols we have to know about a little bit, how the common attacks are done in these protocols, and how the this protocol will get violated with the common attacks by the attackers, right? So other protocol has ARP, DHCP, SMTP, as you have heard of this, and goals of the network security as discussed earlier section. Here you will be going through these notes. So mainly this subject is to know the different kind of attacks, different kind of security mechanisms are there in a network security model, right? And these are the features of the security one must keep in mind to configure while configuring a network system. These are the features, basic features like confidentiality, integrity, availability. The function of confidentiality is to protect precious business data from unauthorized person. The confidentiality part of network security makes sure that the data is available only to the intended and authorized person. It should not be hacked with some unintended or unauthorized person. So the configuration, so for the confidentiality is concerned for the network system must be there, and is a great challenge too for the network administrator. And integrity, the goal means maintaining and discussing the accuracy and consistency of data. Right? The function of integrity is to make sure that the data is reliable and is not changed by unauthorized person. Means if the two authorized persons agree with the communication, the secret communication with using a secure channel, the two persons must be authorized one. Otherwise, if one of them is unauthorized, they may deny or they may change the information in transit. So, and availability, the function of availability network security is to make sure that the data, network resources, services are continuously available to the legitimate users whenever they require it. This is also very important. So achieving network security and ensuring network security is very important for the network system. These are the different method for the security. As you know that in cryptanalysis is a domain which is involved with this network system, because the data encryption must be there at the time of communication, the data encryption and decryption, so that the original or plain text may not be readable or may not be hacked by the attacker, which will means the attacker may be of two types. One is the passive attacker or the active attacker. So whatever be the attacker, whatever the type of the attacker, we always have to cautious about this. The network administrator must be cautious about that. Generally, in the passive attack, the attackers don't sense the channel always continuously. They sense the channel in some important time duration. If they come to know that some important time period out of 24 hours for a particular transmission of data, they intend to sense the channel at that time period, and active attackers always sense the channel 24 hours. They try to snoop the channel, right? So this is the main difference between the active attacker and the passive attackers. So coming to our next note, note that our next note is the network security in application layer, right? So various business services are now offered online through client server application. Generally, we get the applications in front of us. Okay, so whatever we do with the internet service, we are supposed to work on the applications layer from the user end. So there are so many protocols in applications layer which must be configured, and the attacks of on the protocols we have to know, we have to study about the different security system for different protocols in the applications layer, right? So like the email security. So email is very very important. All of us are supposed to handle the email security every day. So email security, to know the email security, we have to know how the a mail gets transferred from one end to another. Right, this is the way how a mail gets transferred. So two term you have to know. One is UA, that is user agent, and another is MTA, message transfer agent. Right. So you are sending a mail from one place to a place, or to the recipient must be residing at a remote place in a different country. So how the mail gets transferred, you have to know. You have to know the email infrastructure. So from user agent, the mail gets transferred to the message transfer agent, right? Then these MTAs are nothing but the different nodes you have studied in the network or wireless network system. So the mesh or the nodes which we know in wireless system. Okay, so that the nodes are basically the MTA. Okay, so from one MTA node, message or mail gets transferred to the another MTA. In this way, gradually the mail gets transferred to the intended user agent, and from that user agent, the recipient receives the mail. So this is the overview of the email infrastructure. The protocol used in email are as follows: simple mail transfer protocol, a post office protocol, the internet message access protocol. You studied in your graduation level, I think, all these. This my basic internet email standard. It falls under this. So my multi-purpose internet mail extensions. So you know all this in email security services. So again, these are the features for the email security services. You will be getting questions on these email security services. Confidentiality, authentication, integrity, we have discussed just now, and non-repudiation. Email recipient is able to prove to a third party that the sender really did send the message. So the recipient must be having to prove that this mail has been received by a person who is an authenticated person, authenticated sender. So that non-repudiation is a feature, important feature. Proof of submission, email sender gets the confirmation the message is handed to the mail delivery system. This is from the recipient side and this is from the sender side, because the recipient may deny receiving a mail, so that the sender must be having a proof uh, for his or her evidence, proof of delivery, that the receiver may or someone may claim that the mail, the message, okay, has been lost in transit. So it has been delivered, whether it has been delivered properly or not, that proof must be there in this system, in this email security system. So these are the security features. So for the email in application layer is concerned, but there are various ways for the email means email structure. One is one to one, one to many, or many to many. Okay, so here generally when one to one email, this architecture is applicable only for some important or for some VIPs or some government secured secured or between some secured or important organization, maybe the between the two department which is authorized by the government directly. So one to one mail transfer is suitable or is applicable in that case, right? So here you can see that to get this security system encryption and then decryption, which you studied in your final year, that is also very here applied. This cryptanalysis also applied. Symmetric cryptography, symmetric encryption system or asymmetric encryption system is applied here. So because the getting a key is very important, and that key must be provided by the key distribution center, whether it will be a single key for the encryption and decryption or it will be the different keys for the encryption and decryption. Means it will be a symmetric encryption system or asymmetric encryption system. That depends on the requirement of the message transmission, right? So you can see the different architecture of the mailing system. One to multiple recipient mailing system here through different nodes as MTA, where here a mail is sent from a particular sender and it is being received by number of recipients from at the receiver end. So you go through this material, one to distribution list email. Okay, so here from the local MTA to the explorer MTA, from the explorer MTA it gets divided through the local MTA in the zone of recipient. Okay. So these are the different system you should go through. PGP, pretty good privacy, is an email encryption scheme we have studied in your graduation level also, and the features of this PGP: privacy, sender authentication, message integrity, non-reputation, more or less same features with different parameters. So working PGP like this, it uses message digest 5 RSA algorithm for the crypto system, and idea international data data for the at the receiving end. Okay, again the RSA and base 64, these are the algorithm which are used in this PGP model, and the format of PGP message is shown here using this in this block diagram. So have a look at this. So then PGP certificate is how the MIME works. Multi-purpose internet mail extension, how it works. Just go through, have a look at these notes. These are notes prepared by me in a very lucid way and compact way, so that you don't need to study a lot. Okay, so these are the different models for these MIME. Okay, and DNS security, as what we are discussing about the DNS. So that security is very important, so that it doesn't get the poisoning scope in the mapping site, where the mapping from a name to IP happens in the DNS server. So vulnerability of standard DNS, right? Okay, so this is a model for the local DNS to the root DNS. Okay, and so the domain names and this. So this is sufficient for the application layer, so far the security system is concerned. I think all of you go through the notes, and I will be giving you some assignments which you must solve and submit to the Google Classroom. That's all for the today's session. Good night.